Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be a full day of eating, a what I eat in a day video, and I'm just gonna share what I eat. It's pretty unspectacular. I will just have some of our homemade bread for breakfast, and for lunch it's gonna be leftovers I think, and for dinner I have no idea yet. I think the best description of how I eat and what I eat would maybe be intuitive eating. So I just eat whatever I want to eat. I eat whenever I'm hungry. I do not have any rules for the number of things I eat. I do not restrict my diets, for example, in not eating gluten or something like that. I do try to limit my animal products as much as possible. I'm not strictly vegan, but I would say I'm maybe 80%, 90%. So I just try whenever I have a better option, whenever I have another product that I like too, I would not eat a dairy or product, and I never buy meat. So the only time I would maybe eat meat is when I'm somewhere else. Yeah, that's what you need to know, I think. And now I'll show you what I eat for my breakfast. This is some vegan butter, if you were wondering. I found that and I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm happy to not use a dairy one. Pretty simple. This here is a vegan eggplant spread, and these things are actually pretty common in Germany. There are like a ton of different vegan spreads out of vegetables. This is with beetroot, and that's also why it has this color, and there are a ton of other options of bread spreads like this, and I think it's great because for people that like to eat plant-based, it gives you a huge variety and options, and even a lot of other people that do eat vegetarian or eat meat as well do like these spreads as well. And let me know if this is a very German way of eating bread. I would be really interested, because that's totally normal, like having just this sourdough bread, not toasting it or anything, and not making a whole plate that you then eat all together, but just eating piece after piece and deciding whenever you're done with one piece what you want to have on your next piece of bread. Let me know if you do that too. And if you would most likely eat it for breakfast or for dinner, because in Germany you can also call dinner Abendbrot, which means evening bread, and a lot of people just eat something like this for dinner. I did that in Switzerland when I was a kid, actually. My family used to do that, but here in Germany we mostly eat that for breakfast, and sometimes if you really don't feel like cooking in the evening, we would just eat bread like this. That's one of my favorite combination, and it's one of these vegetable spreads, and then tomato with salt and pepper on top, and a piece of vegan feta cheese, and that is delicious. This is my favorite vegan cream cheese. Never forget salt. So now I'm done. I'm not hungry anymore, and that is where I will stop to eat. I still have a piece of bread here, but I'm just gonna put it back with the rest of the loaf, and we're gonna eat it the next time we eat bread. And if it dries up, we still cook things out of dried bread. I try to really make sure that nothing goes to waste. I try to not have any food waste if possible. It still sometimes happens that something goes bad, and I'm always feeling a bit like sad about that. But as far as possible, I really try to use everything up, only buy what I need and make sure things don't go bad when I forget them. So eating for me is about health, of course. It's about nutritioning my body. It's about giving my body the power it needs to carry me through the day and do whatever I needed from it. But food for me is also something that should be delicious. I really like cooking and eating, and so I make sure that I enjoy the food I'm eating. Of course, it could maybe be healthier, but I do also try to limit the amounts of processed food I take in. But I also try to kind of balance out my diet so that I eat carbs and fat and protein and enough like greens and vitamins so that my body gets everything it needs. Now, of course, I'm not a nutrition scientist or anything like that. I just try to eat kind of healthy and also not lose the fun and the enjoyment of it. And that is what I do. I want to try to keep it simple and healthy and delicious. Eating bread like this is one of the 2 breakfasts I usually eat, and the other one is muesli, which for me is just some fruit and some oatmeal and some peanut butter, for example. And I'll show you that recipe or how I eat that and how I make that in another video that I'm linking you here. It's a day in my life, and you can check it out if you're interested in seeing my other breakfast and what I cook on that day and what I eat and how I work and things like that. So it's time for lunch, and we are having leftovers from yesterday. We made a pasta salad with just some vegetables and vegan Greek cheese and some broccoli, some olives, some tomatoes, whatever we had. It's vegan, and I am looking forward to eating this. Eating leftovers is just a decision that we made to eliminate some of the cooking. Like that, we usually just cook 1 time per day in the evening, and we cook enough so that we have enough for the next lunch. And especially with meals like that, I of course won't warm it up because it's a salad, but with other things it really depends. Sometimes I warm it up, sometimes I don't. But with this, I will just put a portion of the salad into my plate and eat it as my lunch. So now I'm gonna enjoy my salad, and I'll see you whenever I make dinner. The good thing about salads, they usually get better, I think. And so I'm always looking forward to eating salads the next day. I have to add another thing. I wanted to talk about what I drink, and usually I think 99% of the time I just drink water, and I don't always drink enough of it. So it's definitely a goal of mine to drink more water, to just be more hydrated. I don't think I need to drink like a gallon or several liters of water, but at least 1 to 2 liters would be good. It's healthy, it's good for my body, and I just drink tap water because tap water is it's like highly controlled here in Germany. Tap water has more regulations on it than bottled water, so tap water is absolutely safe here. So I drink tap water all day long, and every few weeks maybe I drink a cup of tea when I'm somewhere, when somebody insists offering me something else than water. I'll take a cup of tea. I don't drink coffee, I don't really like it, and alcohol maybe once a month, and then it's like one drink. But yeah, exactly, that's what I drink, so water it is. For dinner tonight, I'm going to cook falafel. If you have seen the video of a day in my life, then you might think, wow, that's pretty similar, because we're also gonna put them into wraps, and that was one of the meals I had on that day. And yeah, that's just a coincidence. I didn't plan it out that way, but of course, as always with my content, I try to be as authentic as possible. So you see like 5 recipes in my life, or 6, and 2 of them are very similar. But for making these falafels, we have soaked chickpeas for about 24 hours before, and I cooked them this afternoon. I'm chopping up some onion. I also use some zucchini as well as 2 eggplants that we all of these things I think we got from our vegetable box that we get delivered each week, so we don't always know what kind of vegetables we will get, but we just make something out of whatever we have. And then I started like cooking, frying them in our frying pan, but I think I did not add enough oil, or I was just too concentrated on filming, and they also kind of stick to the bottom of the pan. So they definitely, all of these vegetables now look pretty ugly. Let me assure you, they taste better than they look, but they definitely also do not taste, they are not like the best vegetables I've ever made, but they're better than they look. For the falafels themselves, I also chopped up some onions, some garlic, and added a few other like spices together in our blender. And let me tell you, that's usually my boyfriend's job because he's way better at like blending all of these things. It's a struggle. Our blender is not strong enough for that much or like that hard of things, because the chickpeas are like half boiled and half of them are not boiled. That makes a better mixture, like a better texture to form the falafels out of later. And so it's pretty hard to blend all of that stuff. Whenever that's done, I just scrape it into a bowl, and whenever I like take things from one container into the next, I always spend a little bit of extra time just to make sure that I can get as much out of there as possible, just to not waste things. And then it's pretty simple. I use quite a bit of oil to fry our falafels, but that's the way they taste best. I want to talk about something else as well. I think carbs are important for nutrition. Now I think nutrition is a complicated subject and everybody has to figure out what works for them, but usually we really try to balance different carbs. And in today's video you could see that all of our carbs were wheat-based. So the bread I think was dinkel, I don't know how you call that in English. So it was not just wheat flour, but for lunch we definitely had like wheat noodles in our pasta salad. And for dinner these wraps are also like wheat-based. And usually I just try to make sure that at least throughout the week we spread that out so that we have different kinds of carbs. We have potatoes that we, for example, also use rice, and just different kinds of carbs, because I don't think that always only eating wheat is the healthiest choice. Then we're kind of done. We can just assemble our wraps and put everything in that we like. We had some lettuce, some tomatoes, some cucumbers, and then it's our delicious dinner. So the table is cleaned up again, but the mess is over there, so it's not, I haven't washed the dishes, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it today, but that was what I eat in a day. I might eat a snack later. If I do, I'm gonna insert footage of it so you know exactly if I have eaten something else. But other than that, I think, let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you like this video, and if you did, you can also give it a thumbs up. That would really help my channel. If you want to see more videos right now, I link you a video here and a playlist here that you can check out if you have time and if you want to. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!